Today, we'll be finding the area and perimeter of squares and rectangles. Area is the size of a surface, and perimeter is the distance surrounding a two-dimensional figure. Now to review, a square is a plane figure with 4 equal sides and 4 right angles. A rectangle is a plane figure with 4 straight sides and 4 right angles. Let's move on to the formula for area. In order to find the area of a square or rectangle, we must know width, W, and height, H. Width is the distance across, and height is the distance down. So we have A equals W times H. In our first example, we'll start with the square, whose measurements will be 2 units wide and 2 units tall. We can plug these measurements into our formula. So A equals W times H. So A equals 2, the width, and 2 the height, times 2 the height. So A equals 2 times 2, which is 4. We can check this by counting the units. But first we have to make a grid. So our square is 2 units wide and 2 units tall. Now we count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our square has 4 units. By doing our math with our formula, we see that A equals 4. So we're correct. Let's do another example with a rectangle. This rectangle will be 4 units wide and 3 units tall. Again, we can plug these measurements into our formula of A equals W times H. Okay? So A equals 4, the width, times 3, the height. A equals 12. Now let's make our grid so that we can count and check. Our rectangle is 4 units wide and 3 units tall. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've counted 12 units. And in our formula, we saw that A equals 12. We're correct. Now let's move on to the formula for perimeter. In order to find perimeter, P, we must know the width, W, and the height, H. Again, width is the distance across, and height is the distance down. Since we're measuring distance around the shape, our formula will be P equals 2 times W plus 2 times H. Since we want to know the width plus the width plus the height plus the height. Let's start our first example with the square. This square will be 2 units wide and 2 units tall. We can plug these measurements into our formula. So P equals 2 times 2, the width, and 2 times 2, the height. Now, order of operations, let's do our multiplication first. So P equals 2 times 2 is 4, plus 2 times 2 is 4. So, and then, order of operations, we'll do our addition of 4 plus 4 to get 8. Now we can also check this by drawing a grid and counting units. However, this time we'll be counting the sides. So our square is 2 units wide and 2 units tall. So we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Here we see that the distance around our square is 8 units. And according to our math in our formula, P equals 8. We're correct. Let's do another example with a rectangle. Our rectangle will be 4 units wide and 3 units tall. So we can plug these measurements into our formula. P equals 2W plus 2H. So P equals 2 times 4, the width, plus 2 times 3, the height. Order of operations, we'll do our multiplication first. P equals 2 times 4 is 8, plus 2 times 3 is 6. Order of operations, we can do our addition now. So P equals 8 plus 6 is 14. We can also check this by making a grid and counting our sides. So our rectangle is 4 units wide and 3 units tall. So we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now by counting our sides around our rectangle, we count 14. And according to our math, P equals 14. We are correct. So remember, review, area equals A equals W times H. And perimeter is P equals 2W plus 2H.